Conversations with Nicole. Let's talk about it. Tell me all about it. I'm here. I wanna know what's on your mind. Ooh, the world needs to hear from you, and I'm so glad to have a conversation to reach the nation. And it's all about you. We'll help each other to discover innovative ways to positively change the world. Let's talk about. Let's talk about. Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
Greetings. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. I am Nicole Everett, your host, and Conversations with Nicole is a talk show based in Tallahassee, Florida, focused on connecting the community through conversations. And today is what I call Mindset Monday, which is an opportunity for you, me, and my guests to chat about something interesting and intriguing. And today I have not one, not two, but three very special guests, all affiliated with a big concert that's taking place this Friday at FAMU Lee Hall via the Javacya Arts Conservatory and the Albany State University dance program. And so I am super excited and delighted to have my guests on with me tonight because we're going to be talking about building community through the arts. But before I bring them on, I need to hear from you. Where are you tuning in from? We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn, and your comments and questions are very much so welcome. So please let us know what city and state you are tuning in from. Put it in the comments so we can give you a shout out. This is going to be a great conversation, and we invite you to like and share and tag a friend and tell them they need to be part of this conversation. All right, so I see a few of you on, no comments yet, but I'm going to go ahead because I got these three dynamic speakers on with me, this dynamic panel, so I want to get to it. All right, so first up is Mr. Kenneth Hills, who is a member of the Javacya Arts Conservatory. He graduated magna cum laude from the FAMU, FSU College of Engineering in the spring of 2023. He is a primary major in civil engineering and secondary major in economics. He is a former concert master of the Javacya Elite Chamber Orchestra, the Tallahassee Youth Chamber Orchestra, and a violin student of Ms. Patrice Floyd, who's one of our special guests. He currently is a licensed engineer intern with the state of Florida, working with a prestigious civil engineer company, and he plans to pursue his Master's of Science in Transportation Engineering very, very soon. And so he has been a part of the Javacya family for many, many years, has created his own music, and he attributes his optimistic spirit and his success to God, his parents, and his family. Y'all help me welcome Mr. Kenneth Hills Jr. Yay!
Thank you so much.
You're
A
welcome.
wonderful introduction.
My pleasure. So, Kenneth, briefly tell the people, who is Kenneth? Not what you do, but who are you in your own words?
So I'm somebody who really likes to make the most of any opportunity that's given to me, and one of those would happen to be music. I remember listening to beautiful excerpts from the violin when I was in middle school, and I thought, one of these days I want to make music just like that. And that's what led me down to meet Miss Floyd. It also led me to composing, and I also wanted to make sure I made the best opportunities I could in school-wise, and so that's why I got my double majors.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, welcome. So excited to have this conversation with you and for you joining us tonight. All right, my next guest is Elizabeth Delancy, and she asked me to call her Liz, even though she is a doctor. She is the director of the Albany State University Dance Program and Artistic director of the ASU Dance Company. She obtained her BA in Mass Media Arts from Hampton University and her BFA in Dance and PhD in Humanities from Florida State University. Go Noles. She founded the ASU Dance Company in 2016 as the primary performing arts of the ASU Dance program, which offers both a minor in dance and an associate of arts degree. And it's open to students from all academic disciplines. The company reflects her commitment to integrating dance into the broader university community. Beyond directing the program, she established the ASU Community Dance Education Program, which makes quality, affordable training accessible to adults and elementary school children. At the heart of her artistic endeavors is a steadfast commitment to building community through dance and the arts. That sounds real familiar, right? She regarded this invitation at ASU Dance Company to collaborate with Dr. Patrice Floyd and Javacya Elite Chamber Orchestra. And so her dancer's performance, which will be this coming Friday, is offered in dedication to Dr. Beverly Barber, Professor Emeritus at the Florida Agriculture and Mechanical University, whose mentorship and introduction of Dr. Floyd to her made this artistic connection possible. So we are grateful to you, Dr. Barber, for that. Y'all help us welcome Miss Liz Delancy.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. So, Liz, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about you, not what you do, but who are you?
Well, I think you kind of summed it up. What I love and I think who I am is a collaborator. I think by nature, I feel that we all have so many gifts and we are so much stronger together. And particularly artistically, I think that the more we collaborate, the more we can set an example for the people who don't understand the arts. And maybe we can show the rest of the world how you're supposed to do things.
Yes, I love that. I love that. I agree wholeheartedly. So thank you for that. All right. And then last but certainly not least, Dr. Patrice Floyd. She stands as a celebrated violinist and the pioneer and founder of the Javacya Arts Conservatory, a premier institution championing the advancement of classical music education with a dedication that spans over 4 decades. That's right, I said 4 decades. Her dual passion for performance and pedagogy has killed that word, has shaped the careers of countless young musicians, fostering classical music appreciation across diverse communities. Under her visionary leadership, Javacya has emerged as a model of excellence, nurturing not only accomplished musicians, but also individuals of exceptional character who make substantive contributions to society. So she has lots and lots of accolades. I'm not going to read them all, but she was the sole Black violinist in her class at the Florida State University. Her music coach, the late Robert Sador, always made her feel valued and supported. And I love that. And recently, in recognition of this influential relationship, she and the Javacya Arts Conservatory were honored to receive the ownership of his cherished viola. That's beautiful. Anyway, I could go on and on, but y'all, please help me welcome Dr. Patrice Floyd, who also insists that I call her Patrice. Welcome, Miss Patrice.
Hello. What a privilege to be in your company and my esteemed colleagues.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks for having me.
So I gotta have you also tell us, who are you? I know you like to be in the background, but just give us the brief short of who is Patrice Floyd, not what you do, but who are you?
What I do is who I am. And that is serving and giving at the highest level I can. I guess my husband would say 24 hours a day. But I am not from a background of privilege, but a background of influence. And I think the opportunity that I had to play the violin, I felt called to gift that over these past 45 years to as many children as I could. My mother was a teacher, but a single parent, and she still found a way to pay for violin lessons and get me to music camp at Kansas and all the things that were possible. But she could do it, but I found out that not everyone can do that. They need help. And so that's what we've been doing, not only training the elite, but training those that may be underserved all these decades. And so what I do is who I am.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. So we got a big event coming up, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So who wants to tell me about it? Miss Patrice, tell me what's going on.
Okay. Well, you know, as you mature, you want to see more and more of your dreams happen. Mm-hmm. And the woman that the concert is a tribute to, Dr. Beverly Barber, I liked how she was able to pull dance and instruments together. And so she told me I could do something that I said I couldn't do. And that was play the violin, play the part of fiddler in roots.
Oh, wow.
And I could not improvise. And she said, oh, you can do it. Oh, you can do it. But and so we did. A young man named Willie Kearney played fiddler, and I played in the background, wrote the part, everything else.
Wow.
But this concert that's coming up is finally the collaboration of dance, spoken word, and live orchestra. Mm-hmm. And we may see this in other cities and bigger cities, but this front and center in Tallahassee, playing many genres of music, I don't think it's happened at this magnitude. Nice. Not with the orchestra on stage, not with orchestra not in the pit, but live, in collaborating and connected, one voice.
That's a beautiful thing, and the collaboration with ASU, the dance program, that's huge.
It's huge. It's huge. She is phenomenal. When Dr. Barber tells you somebody's phenomenal, you just go on the bank. That's like a check. Take it to the bank and cash it. And so we met in 2019, and here we are today collaborating, which is what we both like to do.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So Liz, tell us, about this collaboration.
Let me just tell you that when I think Patrice reached out via email, mm-hmm. I think that was correct. And as I was reading, I didn't even get through the end or even the middle. I was like, yes, so much yes. I mean, I am thrilled that she would entrust us with this opportunity, because I have been a huge fangirl of Patrice's since I met her.
Nice.
And what she can do with the violin is beyond words. And I feel like I need to pat myself on the back because I know somebody like her. She's just amazing. And then what I got a chance to do last night was see like just a corner of the fruits of her labor. And it was although I was, distracted, trying to, get all the music and stuff together, I was taking it in and I was having like chills, just to see so many young people mixed with seasoned professional artists. And you see these emerging artists. And then to hear her talk about how she's also, thinking of her background and how her mother did things. And my mother was also an educator. So I feel like that's part of the legacy that, we carry. And it was just beautiful. And and we're going to do the same or similar production. I've invited Javacya up to Albany.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to repeat the performance in another venue so that we can share this amazing event with the Albany, Georgia community. And I mean, I am just thrilled, and I am praying that this is one of many times that we will work together, because I have enjoyed the process so immensely, and my dancers have too. And to me, it was just magical. I was looking at some video that they captured last night, and again, the chills. I'm overwhelmed and just so thrilled to be a part of this endeavor.
Nice. Love to hear that. So I want to pause. We have a few folks that are in the comments. I want to acknowledge them. Brother Quasi out of Atlanta, thank you for being here. Miss Frances R. Daniels from Tallahassee, blessings. Thank you for being here. Brother Warren Cave, thank you for being here also in Tallahassee. My mom down in Miami, love you, Ma. Thank you for being here. And Miss Tracy Gole, also in Tallahassee. So thank y'all all. And Lisa Harry Myrick, thank you for being here in Tallahassee. She's giving a shout out to Liz Delancy. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes. So thank you for all for being here. So I want to again, we are talking about this event coming up, but I want to draw us into this topic around building community through the arts. And so what does that look like? What does community building through the arts look like for y'all? And Kenneth, I'm gonna pull you into this conversation. So what does that look like?
For me, funny enough, my mom was also an educator.
Hmm.
And so she would always encourage me to strive forward, do my best in anything I ever did. And one of the most important things that she ever did for me was get me into playing the violin. It
Okay.
was something that allowed me an outlet, somewhere that I can really express myself. And through that, I was able to find community with Javacya.
Hmm.
And I've been with Javacya ever since middle school now, and I'm 24 now.
Wow.
So, mhm. And so I'm very happy to, really call everyone a part of the orchestra, part of my extended family.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love to hear that. I think especially with the world the way it is currently, we definitely need those communities, right, to support us, in our daily lives, at work, at school, even just as we are, traveling about in the community, whether we're at the store or, at our places of worship or, whatever we're doing, we need community. I feel like now more than ever, right?
Indeed.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure, again, as we're talking about building community through the arts, you said you found it in Javacya, and I'm sure, Liz, you found it in dance, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, I look at my dancers and, I did a presentation at the beginning of the semester talking about and really trying to encourage my fellow faculty members to turn their students towards the arts to build community. Because, first of all, what we do is therapeutic as well. I think that it is life-saving.
Yeah.
But when I look at my students, my dancers together, and how they support one another, it just really blesses me. And I see that across the arts.
Yeah.
At my school, in the music program, the theater program, and then it just is just magnified when we all had those chances to work together. And so, just echoing what Kenneth said, about having extended family, Patrice and I have known each other, I think, long before we knew each other, it seems, because, we're so interconnected.
Yeah.
Lisa reminded me that her son and Patrice's son were running partners, back when I was hanging with all of them. And, and it's just so funny how we're just like this beautiful lace, just so interconnected. And, and when we do join those threads, we really do make beauty. And I think that what we do really is going to support the community because, as you said, Nicole, these are familiar, unfortunately, times, like historically, and and a lot of us, I know I have not experienced a lot of this firsthand, but I know my history. And so, and I know that out of that kind of pressure, that was when our people were just so productive and so creative. And you look at all the things that happened when we were under that immense pressure. And so here we are again, and we already know the tools that we have. And so I'm just really, look, the day after, the clown was announced, I knew this was a time for us to rise. And so I think that it's invaluable that we really do connect and stay connected. and
Yeah.
support as many people as we can, because this is going to be a lifeline for
Mhm.
all of us.
Agreed. Agreed. All right. So, Patrice, what are you seeing in the way of uh, building community through the arts?
Just like Liz said, it's life changing.
Mm.
It was life changing. It's life changing for me. Um, the students that we work with, Liz. A lot of the children that we work with um, have been with us since they were 3. You asked me the age range. Like, I was sitting next to a young lady who began at 3 years old, and then they keep graduating. It's been 45 years, and they keep graduating. But it's a family. And that's why it's a tragedy that arts are cut.
Mm.
Because even the little children, the 3-year-olds, we teach hundreds and hundreds of about maybe anywhere from 350 to 400 3 to 4-year-olds every day.
Wow.
In the mornings, we have full days, and early in the morning is the little people, because you catch them with early in the morning. And so we're out there working 5 different sites, working, and they connect in a different way, because already they become a society. And they help each other. If some kid isn't getting it, a 4-year-old isn't getting, the 3-year-olds take percussion, but the 4-year-olds, if a child isn't getting it, is nothing for a peer teaching to come and play. That little child, she's saying you have the violin in the wrong hand. They tell each other, that's your left hand. They just begin to talk to each other and collaborate, because it's a universal language.
Yeah.
And it builds lifetime appreciation for your fellow man.
Mm.
And when I went to the particular program where we're teaching, I went to them. They were surprised I came to them. They said, "You coming over here?" I said, "Yes, I want to work with you." I said, "My husband's retired law enforcement, and I'm tired of hearing about violence. The problem is that they're trying to solve problems in the 8th grade, in the 6th grade, but you start at 3 and 4 years old, and you don't have to worry about them later."
Wow.
And so that's why we took on this huge contract. I hate to say a federal contract. Do I need to say more? Where we're teaching, so many, and all of them are underserved. But they start one way, but by the end of the year, we had a concert at Bethel. At the end of the year, Bethel did not have a seat. The lobby was full. They were sitting on the steps, because they had graduation, and the children performed at graduation, each school. And that's breathtaking.
Yes.
Flowers, candy, all this, and you see 2,000 people. I don't know when 2,000 people had been in Bethlehem me, but 2,000 people were there to see their kids play the violin, graduate, etc. And it was just so many people. But guess what? They felt good about themselves. Some of the parents didn't even know their kids were studying violin.
Wow. That's amazing. That is amazing. We got a few more folks that have joined us. Janita, who is here in the Tallahassee area, thank you for being here. Miss Keisha Washington, thank you for being here. Lisa said, the arts changed my children's life. I love that. I love that. I love that. So I want to see if we could get some of the viewers involved. How many of you have a similar experience with the arts, either personally or with your children? Let us know in the comments. If arts has changed your life or been impactful in your life, let us know. Let us know. Let us know. I think you said something so profound. You said the arts gives children a lifetime appreciation for your fellow man. That's huge.
Yeah. Kenneth, Kenneth, by the way, that's my fault in his bio. Kenneth is about to get his master's.
Okay. All right.
Get his master's. When I sent that, I didn't correct that. But I watched Kenneth evolve from this quiet person to the leader that he is. He was concert master of the orchestra, like he said. But Kenneth picks up students. Kenneth makes a whole lot of money. He didn't have to pick up students. He could be doing other stuff.
Right.
But Kenneth mentors the children. He's a coach for the orchestra.
Nice.
And he's just, what you see is what he's been under our wings, forever. And now the next group and the next group and the next group. And They just stay if they stay here to go to school, Liz and Nicole, they stay in the orchestra. And we give them a stipend. Kenneth refuses to take our money. But the college students, they receive a stipend for being there at our Sunday rehearsals. And we, if you stick with us, we're going to take care of you. And so they don't have to worry about it. It's a family. I feed them. Liz, I know you understand. It's a family. If they need something, we'll go crazy if you mess with our kids. And I don't see them any differently than my own 4 children.
Right. So, Kenneth, do you feel that sense of family?
I do. Yeah. And that's why I will always make sure that anything that Miss Floyd needs from me in terms of Javacya, I'm always on top of it. I make sure that people, like you said earlier, making sure that I take people back and forth, mentor, and honestly just help out wherever I can.
Math, you'll teach math too. You have a kid on Zoom trying to get his math homework.
I do. I helped with calculus too.
Wow. Oh, wow. That's amazing. But you do what you got to do, right? That's what family is about, right?
That's beautiful.
I wish more. My desire is to see more families connect their children with their art so they won't have so many mental health challenges that they seem not to be able to conquer. This movement. I wish I could move. I can't move anything but my bow. But but the movement, the science, the science behind movement. Music is math. I teach fractions. I'm teaching fractions to 4-year-olds. They know one and they know that's 1/4. They know that's 1/4 of a slice of pizza. So we're teaching math to 4-year-olds. You see what I'm saying? They understand that. It's a 1/4 of a quarter. I'm sorry, 1/4 of a beat. And so it's you feel so good about yourself.
Yeah.
When you accomplish something. And that's why parents if they stop investing in video games and start investing in the arts, they won't have to worry about their children. These kids that Liz and I have, they go on to be engineers and major firms like Kenneth. They're doctors. Dr. Gallup Franklin was with us from 3 years old. We go down. Dr. Ross Metman. We could just go down the list. They become engineers in their after school program every day and all that. And so we watched it. We become mentally strong to navigate through a society that does not always see them for who they are or hear them. They judge them by the color of their skin. But if you have a strong self-esteem, then you don't feel like you have to, like these little kids, we're trying to say, no, don't put your hands on Johnny, because if you put your hands on Johnny, you're going to be in trouble. Go pick up that wood. Go pick up that piece of wood. That violin. Don't be trying to mess with nobody.
Right.
And yes, that part.
So we got a few comments. Keisha said, hats off to Ken. So I don't know if you know Keisha personally, but she's giving you some shout outs. We got Keosha, who is joining us from Tallahassee. Thank you for being here. And Francis says, wow, I hear rescue in art and a lifeline. Love it. Yes, I love that too. That's awesome. So Mr. Bird just joined us here in Tallahassee. Clinton Bird, thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right. And Janita said, my mom was a CNA, went into music stores to rent my clarinet. It was life-changing. Music, band, opened my mind beyond what I saw day to day. I was also exposed to various genres. I still love various genres on long car trips. I'm not allowed to control the music. It drives my family crazy. Oh, goodness. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Janita. Yes, I think that's beautiful.
You know what? Just thinking about your last comment, and I think about how Patrice has laid out this concert. And when we talk about various genres and this multi-generational community, I mean, we are going from Chevalier to Chris Brown and everything that falls in between. And I tell you, I was watching my dancers. They 2 of my dancers choreographed the piece for Chris Brown, and it was just amazing. I mean, I mean, I'm just speechless, to see this, this chamber orchestra just get down like this. It was incredible. And then my dancers, I think for a moment they forgot where they were, and they were, dancing with the band or something. It was pretty funny. But the sound was so full, and then looking at the amazing conductor, making decisions on the fly, and everybody was with them, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I think about what we do in the arts, and how to quantify all the things that happen, like the healing, the community building, the cathartic nature of what we do. And then I love that somebody said lifeline. I definitely believe that the connections that we make serve as lifelines.
Yes.
I remember it just took me back to this woman who was dealing with cancer. She did lose her battle, but I remember meeting her at a television station, and she said, on those days when I feel like I'm in a lot of pain, I go into my living room and I dance and I feel better. And I think about the healing nature of music, because we know there's music therapy, we know there's dance therapy, we know there's visual arts therapy, and I know that there are people who combine all of those modalities, and I feel like we're kind of doing that too. We don't have the moniker of therapy, but it certainly is implied. And I think that also when I see us, when I think back up to that rehearsal, yesterday evening, I just can't help but imagine like what it would be like in a community, back on the motherland, when they would stay up around the clock, at these healing dances, singing and playing music and dancing. And, we had a slice of that, and we're going to create a slice of that, and we're going to bring that to the community. And I'm just thrilled that we can be a part of this, because it really is, I like to say magic. And so if people want to be a part of the magic, they definitely want to be in attendance.
Absolutely. That sounds amazing the way you just described it. So, yes. So, listen, that's a great segue for my pause, which is for those of you who are just tuning in. I am on with Dr. Elizabeth Delancy, Dr. Patrice Floyd, Mr. Kenneth Hills Jr., all talking about the building of community through the arts, more specifically Javacya Arts Conservatory, as well as the Alabama State University dance program. I'm sorry, Albany. Sorry, not Alabama. Albany State University dance program will be hosting an evening in white. It's an all-white affair, so we want folks to come dressed in their white. Concert will be this coming Friday at 7 p.m. if I'm correct.
Yes.
All right, 7 p.m. at Lee Hall Auditorium. Folks can get their tickets at jacsoul.com, right?
Yes.
That's jacsoul.com. I'll put that up so that folks can click on it. But right now they're offering tickets, buy one, get one free. So tickets are $25. That sale tomorrow is the last day for it. But you're going to see you're going to be immersed in dance, music, and spoken word, correct?
Yes.
All right. So all of those artistic worlds are going to collide for a beautiful concert that is taking place right here on the Florida Agriculture and Mechanical University campus at Lee Hall Auditorium. And you don't want to miss it. You absolutely don't want to miss it. Right?
Yes, we're so excited.
We are so excited. And so Janita said, I got my tickets. I can't wait. Good for you. Look, and encourage some friends to come, right?
Yes.
Yes. Miss Jeanette down in Miami Gardens is on. Loving the arts. We must fund the arts. Absolutely. Thank you, Miss Jeanette, for being here. So, oh my goodness, you said a lot. When you talked about the healing dances, it took me to the motherland, to the hush harbors, to, all these places and spaces where, the arts we loved on each other through the arts, through the playing of the music, through singing, through dance, through artistic expression, through the food, culinary arts, right? Through the things that we made, the clothes, our hairstyles, everything, right?
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's exciting.
It's a way of life.
Yes.
Indeed.
You know,
Indeed.
Kenneth wrote a piece called Suffering Sweet. Kenneth, talk about that in your mental health, working on your master's.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So the it started off when me and a friend actually we met each other in high school, and both of us, she played flute, I played violin, and we were both going into engineering. In our final year of school, we decided, okay, let's write music together. And so this is where this whole idea of basically any inconvenience we would receive going through school, we would use that as inspiration to write pieces. And one particular piece that we played with Miss Floyd, I was up at 3 a.m. proofreading an essay. And so I used that kind of that experience to channel the frustration, writing the music, and produce something that was truly great.
Nice, nice,
Mhm.
nice, nice. Love that. And so I am curious, more also around like the mental health aspect of it.
Hmm.
So, tell me kind of, when you are maybe playing, I don't know, do you get in a zone maybe and it takes you away somewhere, or what's that experience like?
Oh, it absolutely does. Yeah, anytime that I'm feeling down or feeling bogged down with the amount of work that I have to do in order to meet a deadline or the amount of studying I have to do. Because in one time I had, in my senior year, I was
Mhm.
also taking graduate courses, and I had a test in one of my courses as well as the grad course in the same exact day, a
Oh
couple
my,
of hours apart from one another.
wow.
And so as I was studying, I just felt my mind just getting overwhelmed. And so
Hmm.
the first thing I did was go to the piano.
Okay.
And I started writing this piece. And through the melody, I was able to release the stress, express my frustrations, and come back to it with a clear mind. And ultimately, I ended up doing pretty well in those tests.
Nice.
So it was just something to release the pressure at the moment.
Yeah. Love
Awesome.
that. Love that. Love that. Love that. Yeah. So, Ms. Floyd, you talked about, the small children. What's been some of your experience, or what have you witnessed in them, especially on the learning bus that you have?
Well, I think, teachers say I can't get this person to be still. He won't sit down. He won't behave, etc. But it's
Hmm.
amazing how when they are connected with their instrument, that all can change. And,
Mm.
I think with the music box, first of all, is a mobile music laboratory. And
Okay.
so it's filled with pianos. And the students from the various preschools, they get on the music box to take piano lessons.
Oh,
And it's not big enough. We can put 14 kids in. So we're desperately trying to get a bus now that will, because most classrooms today are not 14 children. You have 20 something kids in a
mhm.
classroom now. And so then there's weeping and gnashing of teeth and crying because Johnny couldn't get on the van that day. And
Right.
so I created a problem. I'm trying to solve a problem, but I
Right.
created a problem. And so then it becomes a reward. But it is a reward, and that's another thing. It's a reward to get on the bus. If you're gonna get on this bus, and
Mhm.
like you don't have any sense, you're not gonna get on the bus that day,
Right.
because you can still do that. Some parents don't like any discipline. God bless them. They can't be in my school. I just say that already, just out loud. No, I'm
Mhm.
not the one. But the kids get on the bus. They're learning how to play. The classes are 20 to 25 minutes. They take it all in. They thank you. They're smiling when they come on, but they're
Right.
grinning when they leave, and they can't wait for the drive up because it says on the outside the music box, and
Mm.
so it's building self esteem and
Yeah.
it helps to manage their emotions. The
Nice.
more they do it, the more they love themselves. And I
Mm.
think that's what music does for us. It causes us to fall in love with ourselves as
Mm.
we begin to pour ourselves into it. People say, when you play the violin, it's like it becomes an extension of you. I say, well, I'm a hyperactive person. It takes a special kind of people team to be around me, because I can do 100 things at one time. And so when that's happening, I can fall into my instrument. My mother was going to lose her teaching job if she had to keep coming to my school because I was so hyper. But playing that touch feel instrument, it helped me. It still helps me today. If I was my husband, I'd leave. It's been 60. We've been married 40-something years. I'm so hyper, but I'm that child. I'm that child that
Nice.
music saved her life and continues to do.
Yeah.
And so I know it to be magical. Like Liz says, playing the different genres of music. That's why the different genres are so important to me.
Yeah. No,
Liz
that's-
can relate to that because I saw some changed people. I saw some wonderful, we said about your students, just so sweet, just like you.
Oh,
They take it on your personality. They're so calm. And, nothing bothered them. They sat there and waited on their turn. They were just so pleasant, as if they had become,
I'm blessed. I really do have just a sweet and loving group. They are amazing. I'm just so pleased. And I saw the same, with your ensemble, your orchestra. And I mean, it was just like it's overwhelming. I mean, again, just to have, that the multi-generational talent all in one place and sharing, it really is just beautiful. And I can really speak to the idea of like the mental health, just sometimes just being in the right environment with people who understand you, I think is so important. And, Patrice, as you were talking about the children and even yourself and, hyperactivity, and I think about, it seems like the rise in Ritalin and all these other drugs, and that was kind of in correlation to the cuts in arts programs and other arts activity, you know what I mean? And so I'm like, so I guess it's better if we medicate them rather than, enriching their lives. I don't think so. And I think that we need to look at that. And since and this is where community comes in, because, I don't believe we're going to be able to rely on anybody truly outside of ourselves. And so what you're doing, Patrice, and then I see your progeny, Kenneth, it truly is amazing, and I think about for whom the concert is dedicated, and, Dr. Barbara, who's going to have is it her 90th birthday on Sunday? And I think about the legacy that she is and that she carries, and how while orchestras may not exist anymore as a performance company, that legacy lives on in the people and the generations that she's touched. And I see you doing the same thing, Patrice, and it is just amazing. And the fact that you can work with little children, I applaud you, because that is not my anointing.
I agree.
That is a special anointing for sure.
People, why should people if this? So I'm a person. I just tell you just like I feel, what I feel. If this concert is not packed, it's a loss to the people who don't come, because they really need to see how talented. And I'm gonna just say it just like I mean it. We are so talented as a people. The music that we're doing by Javacya, he was alive during the same time as Mozart. You know that we are extraordinary when you could throw us off the ship. We get off the ship, we hear your music and score your music just as well as you, or not better. And I'm not saying that to be mean or anything, but I'm just saying what a dynamic people we are. Yes. Rachel Barton Pine, the great violinist, I like to say number 1 or 2 in the world. When she came to play a concert with us, She said that one of the things that she said was that, you know, the music, she went all over the world to find music by Black composers. Music was written, and blues was written on paper, toilet paper. Music is written on shirts, because wherever we were, wherever we heard, we wrote it down. We are something else. And then she went and found a lot of that music. A piece would be in the Princeton Library, a piece in the Harvard Library. And she went around, and then the Montague collection. I saw Dr. Clinton Bird. He has some of the pieces, some of the original manuscripts. The Montague collection had music that was written in the 1800s. He has them in his collection. So we are that. This concert is the reason why we wanted to wear white. I have one of the reasons was that I wanted to say the arts live through us, and we as a people, if we unite and correlate, we could stand through anything. And that white, because ain't nobody coming to save us, is that whole thing. And the arts can save us because it brings automatic collaboration, automatic unity. It's just that when people come to this concert and come to the concerts that we have in the future, they can see themselves in us. Walk in stress, leave out dancing. We'll start with Javacya and Darryl took singing and all that, and then you leave out doing Chris Brown. But you're going. I may even play. Who knows? But you're gonna leave out changed and uplifted. And that's it. I'm sorry if I went on the
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
So true. So true.
We have several comments that I want to bring to our attention. So Ms. Saluki is here. Thank you for being here. She's here in Tallahassee. She said, good evening, everyone. Looking forward to the concert on Friday. Love it. Love it. Janita, she said, in hospice care, I've seen patients respond to music when they haven't responded to anything else. A necessary healing and transitional modality. Music has power to allow people to let go. Yes, beautiful. Let go peacefully and on their terms with dignity. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Love that. Thank you for sharing. Lisa, she said, as a student of Miss Liz, dancing was a big part of healing. Journey from trauma for myself and children. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Lisa. Love it. All right, Kiosha, I started playing the clarinet when I was in 4th grade. Not only did music enrich my social skills, it also enhanced my self-esteem and confidence. Love it. I think that's a big plus or, byproduct of it that maybe people don't really even realize, right? The self-esteem and confidence factors. All right, Janita said, agree. We are talented and creative. It's in our DNA. I stand on that. Yes, love it. All right. And Francis, confession, upon meeting Miss Floyd, I silently cried because in my era, I was only introduced to the violin through a Lawrence Welk show as a child. I never knew that we had such access to violins. Oh, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Woo, some great comments. Great comments. Yes. So you are right. This would definitely be a missed opportunity right here on FAMU's campus. Two people could come for $25. You could barely eat for $25 these days. So y'all need to come out. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yes. Feed your soul.
Yes. Tell them again, Liz.
Feed your soul.
So, Javacya, we got Albany State. You want to tell us a little bit about our spoken word piece, Ms. Patrice?
Well, what we are doing is around the composers I had written spoken word, and then around about the composers, but the feelings of the composer are in the spoken word, but it's also talking about us today. Liz, you're one of your dancers is reading a poem. Could you remind us who the author?
Yes, my dear friend Boomy Anderson she is a poet, and she wrote We the People. And so one of my dancers is reciting it while another dances to it with the accompaniment of Steve, Mr. Steve. I can't remember his last name.
Nice.
Listen, the great Steve Friesen, who played the drums in the movie. What is it about a slave?
12 Years a Slave?
Oh yeah, he played the drums on those. On
Oh
that
wow!
movie.
I know that.
I cannot wait to tell my students.
Nice.
We bring the star power. For sure. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
Kenneth, I wanted to ask you, you know, when you are, one of the ways I've seen you evolve as I know we're getting ready to close, but one of the things I wanted to comment on is how we want to show parents that when you study the arts formally, you're introduced to math. But what I saw in Kenneth was how he took that mathematical brain and how he uses it to compose. It all goes together. You know, Einstein was a great violinist and a pianist. When he would get stuck, he said he would go and play his violin or play his piano. And that's Kenneth when he's tutoring the students, you know, all of that intellect and the math skills. And he was going to major in languages, linguists, all of that, you know, so much. Like I said, he was a quiet soul for a moment, but then he evolved. And so, you know, how's all that brain? I want you to tell the parents that, if that's okay with you, Ms. Nicole.
No, it's fine. Go ahead, Kenneth.
Yeah. So it really did. Music developed me to be someone who's really well-rounded in pretty much a lot of different subjects. So in terms of social skills, it taught me, you know, community, talking with people, speaking up, being able to coordinate with others, being able to communicate exactly what I need. And then in terms of math skills and like breaking down problems, and one of my favorite things too when I compose is the music theory behind it. A lot of people don't really go deep into it. And so all the things about chord progressions, melodies, harmonies, counter melodies, all these different things can come together to create something. And I apply all of that also to whenever I'm solving a problem. There's all kinds of different variables that you need inputs for in order to get a solution. And sometimes you can't do things one way, you have to find a different way to do it. And music really opened up all of those pathways for me so that even now when I go to work and I have something that, you know, I need to get a solution, I already have the tools necessary to pull all the pieces together to create an outcome.
Wonderful. Love it. Love it. Love it. So one of my freshman classmates, Mr. Ray Kelly, said his nephew played on 12 Years a Slave too.
Okay.
So, my mom said this is such an important show for parents to see and hear. I wish it was here in Miami.
You might have to take it on the road.
Take it on the road. Yes, that would be.
We're coming for you. Coming to you.
Love it.
Yes.
Miss Jeanette said, when Kenneth spoke about African Americans being so talented, I remember the documentary. Monk was asked why he wrote such difficult music. His reply was, so they can't steal it. Yes, we are talented. Said so much was taken.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Miss Jeanette. Yeah. All right. Well, we are coming close to that time, but I am putting in the comments for everybody where they can purchase their tickets, which is jacsoul.com. All right. Again, tickets are $25. And they are buy one, get one through tomorrow. So you definitely, if you're here in Tallahassee, you want to make sure you are in the place to be, which is FAMU Lee Hall, right? 7 p.m. It's an all-white affair. I've not been to a concert in all white. I've been to a few white parties, but not a all-white concert. But looking forward to it. And everybody needs to come. So again, tell a friend that they need to be here. All right. Ray said, I love the passion for music here. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you, Ray. We appreciate you. All right. So we're going to start some closing remarks. Kenneth, I guess we'll get started with you. So, any closing
Mhm.
remarks? Know how they can connect with you.
Yeah. So for me, you can find me on Instagram at Agricola KJ. So that's ARG. Wait, I spelled that wrong already. Oh gosh, AGRICOLA KJ. And I just want to say thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure to just really share my love and passion for music with everyone listening.
Wonderful. All right. Liz, we'll have you go next.
Okay, to connect with me, one of my beautiful dancers created an Instagram page, so I'm going to read it. It is ASU_dance co, and that's on Instagram. And then, of course, my email address at the Albany State University is elizabeth.delancey@ASU Rams.
All
And
right.
I am excited about this weekend.
All right. Very good. Thank you so much. All right. And last but certainly not least, Miss Patrice, what do you want to tell the people?
I want to tell them that we work really hard to bring you the very best that we can. And these prodigy students and professional performers and the joy of being able to collaborate with the Albany State University Dance Company, it's going to be monumental and pivotal for our community. And I'm telling you, this is just the beginning. We have got some great things, but start with this one. Bring somebody. If you can afford 10 tickets, buy them and give them away. And so that you can enrich another family's life. We appreciate you and come out to see us. My Instagram information is probably going to come across the screen. But
Yes.
Listen, come in and see the beginning of 46 years. This is the beginning um, of our season. We're excited to see you. We're going to talk to you. You're going to be ready to dance. And hey, I'm happy for you. I can't dance, but I'm going to move my body.
Wonderful. And we want to be there to see that. All right. All right. So you could go to Javacya, JAVACY_arts on IG, and javacyaarts.com is the website. But definitely go to jacsoul.com to get tickets. You don't want to miss this performance. You really, really don't. All right. So Francis, I got mine. Definitely going to pull up for the event. Wonderful. All right, Lisa, see you all soon. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I hope our viewers have benefited from this conversation around building community through the arts. If you have, let us know in the comments. We've heard a few folks say that they got their tickets, which is absolutely fantastic, and we want to encourage others to do the same. And we want to keep this conversation going, right? Around building community through the arts, because as already has been stated, we need community now more than ever, and what better way to do it than through the arts. One of my mantras is that we are created by the creator to create, and that we are our best and highest selves when we are creating. And
Wow,
so
that's good.
yes, yes, yes. So again, whether that is sewing or cooking or dancing or singing or playing an instrument, that's us at our best, at our finest, right? Being authentically us, right? And so we want to celebrate that, we want to encourage that, and we want to build community around that. Yeah. You all
Yes.
agree? Yes. All right. Very
I
good.
agree.
Very good. All right. Well,
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
oh,
Mhm.
our pleasure. My pleasure. So, Janita, great show. Thank you so much. Yeah, y'all, please, again, share this with somebody, because somebody needs to hear some of what we had to say tonight. I mean, there was some gems drop about this lifetime appreciation for your fellow man through the arts. I love that. The healing, the community building, the lifelines. Music causes us to fall in love with ourselves. Ooh, that one blew me away. Look, lots of mic drops tonight. Lots of gems. drop. So this was a great conversation.
Thank
So
you.
my buddy Marcus, who's in Tampa, normally reminds me to invite folks who aren't normally on the platform to subscribe to Conversations with Nicole. We're here every Monday and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. focused on connecting the community through conversations and mental health and wellness. That's it, right? We want to be our best selves mentally so we can go out there and do what we are called to do, share these gifts and talents that we have, right? So subscribing is supporting, and we need all the support we can get. So again, I want to thank you all for being my guest tonight. This was really a great conversation, and as my mom said, a much needed conversation. So congratulations on the concert coming up, and definitely look forward to seeing you all on Friday. All
Awesome.
right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks for your support.
Great rest of the evening, and we'll see
Okay.
y'all at the all white party.
Bye.
Okay.
Take care.